We have that the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, has called on youths across the country to join hands with the commission in the fight against corruption. Olukoyede stated this on Thursday in his remarks during a town hall meeting commemorate the 2024 International Anti-Corruption Day in Sokoto State. Represented by the Zonal Director of the Commission, Nwaneka Nwokike, the chairman said corruption affects every age group but bites harder against the prospects and possibilities of youths. This makes it more binding on young people to tackle it more fiercely than any other age group. The chairman further explained that corruption makes youths vulnerable to fraudulent practices, with the allure of easy money drawing young people into a vortex of criminality. He, however, suggested a route that youths can take to achieve unity in the fight against corruption, which includes deliberate synergy against graft lending forces and voices in support of activities of anti-corruption agencies. Barrister, we've been talking about, we were just talking about the reps urging federal government to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians at the border sector. And we have the Economic and Financial Crime Commission urging youths to join force with them to fight against corruption in the country. Do you think the youths actually have a role to play in this situation?
Actually, the youth have a lot of roles to play in such a situation. If the youth rise up to their expectation, they will end up playing a very vital role towards such cause. Let me tell you, for instance, during elections, you know that the most participants of elections are the youth, ranging from the ad hoc staffs to the coalition staffs to the field officers, SPOs. Okay. They are youth. Now, if the youth resist these politicians, they will end up, these politicians will end up failing such election. And when they fail such election, people who are now popular to such election will emerge. And when people who are popular to such election emerges, it will now play a very significant role in their various positions. Let me explain it to you. If the youth say, today, we've agreed that there will be no corruption in the electoral system. If the youth rise up to their expectation to say today, there will be no more corruption in the electoral system, what it means is that even if you're compelled to say, change one thing to the other, you say, no, I will not change. I will go by the rules. I will play by the rules. And by the time I play by the rules, people who are going to emerge victorious in such elections are people who are credible, people who are popular in such elections. And they will represent the interests of the people. So the youth have a lot of role to play. I just cited one instance out of 100 numerous of instances that could be cited. So the youth should rise up to their expectation to start doing the right things. That is the way to go. And that is why I am supporting the Efcc chairman for calling the youth out, for letting them know that they have a vital role, they have a very good responsibility to play in this corruption system.
Okay, thank you very, very much, Barrister, on that thought. Talking about the electoral practices that go on and setting candidates that contest for a particular position using the youth to achieve their aim. You know, in situations like this, and then this youth refuses, like you said, not to play by their rules, by, causing election malpractice in the system. Do you think that most of these youths actually want to do these things? Don't you think that most of them are coerced due to the system of the country? Do you think that it's the deliberate action that these youths take to involve in this election malpractice in the system? Because we get cases where we get this ballot box snatchers. Most of them are from the rural areas, and most of them are fishermen, farmers that do not have a source of income. They do not have any source of income for themselves and their families, and they get permits of 100,000, 200, and what have you, to actually snatch ballot boxes for them to get certain amounts of money. Do you think they would want to engage in this fight against corruption in the system, in as much as they are the ones that are being used to do this corruption? Do you think they want to fight against it?
Okay, before this time, I've told you that the youth need to rise up to their expectation.
Okay.
What I mean by this is this. Youth, please, don't be lazy any longer. Look for something doing. Don't rely or don't base on white-collar jobs. Don't rely on politicians. Look for something doing. Let me tell you something. Like let me draw you back to when I said when I talked about SMEs.
Okay.
There are several SMEs going on. You might not know, like the one River State government is doing through their RIV something. They give out small loans.
Okay.
They give out loans ranging from 50,000 to 100,000 to 200,000, depending on your ability and your capability, what you want to do, depending on what you have in mind of doing. These are avenues for youth to participate. There are so many other programs that NDDC is doing. There are so many other programs that federal government is doing. Key into these programs. That will keep you busy. That will make you actually have a focus of what you think or what you feel you can do for yourself. Don't be relenting on politicians. Don't be hoping on people coming to deliver you. If they fall back to these politicians, they will be used. So that is why the Efcc chairman is saying, my friends, people should rise above board. People should come on board so that we'll fight this thing once and for all. So that people should make impact towards fighting this corruption so that it will end once and for all. So the youth have a lot of tasks to do. They have a lot of things to think about. They have a lot of things to reason. They should jettison the idea of having it today and tomorrow you'll still be suffering.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister. So you talked about the River State
microfinance
agency. Of 50 to 100,000 there. Well, I want to get from you what business idea, SME, that small business idea that can be generated from 100,000 naira. I've gotten a case, reports where a particular organization donated mini buses to this individuals, and this particular person said that people were selling it at the particular location where they were donated to. The individuals were selling the beneficiaries that they got. I mean, they were selling the tools that those items that they got to someone else to keep this money. They end up not utilizing this amount or this items has been given to them. But I just wanted to get your thoughts about what you talked about, the 100,000 naira case. What kind of business can someone generate with 100,000 naira?
Okay, let me tell you something. I'm not a youth. I'm above.
You're
youth.
Still a youth. You're still a youth.
But I'm not a young youth.
Because I'm sure the Economic and Financial Crime Commission is actually calling on the whole Nigerians, not just the particular set of people. He was just born. The youth we are the future of the generation. Like we are the future when our fathers are weak to to, take those leadership, who are the ones to succeed them. I think that was why they were referring to us.
Okay.
But you are also a youth.
Okay.
You can fall into that space.
Okay, yes, I fall into youth.
Yes.
But however, I'm not a young youth. We have categories of
Yes,
youths.
by age.
By age, yes. We are advanced youths. We are advanced youths.
Okay.
So the younger youths, if you give somebody 50,000 naira, somebody can make a turnover through starting up a Gary business. Let me tell you something. A business of Gary is now about 20,000 or there about 21,000 or thereabout. If you go to Elele market and get 2 basin and come to Rumokoro to sell it as a youth, within 2 hours, you're done selling 2 bags of Gary.
2 bags
Of Gary, yes, within 2 hours.
with 50,000.
Yeah, with 50,000, less than 50,000. That 2 bags of Gary is less than 50,000. We're estimating 20.
Is it the bags or the basin that they sell?
Basin, that's what I'm telling you.
basin,
2, yeah,
okay.
2 basin of Gary.
Yes, it's less than 50,000.
Yeah, it's less than 50,000.
Okay.
So if you have 2 basin of Gary
Okay.
and you come to Rumokoro market to make gain of 5,000,
Okay.
if you sell it, if you use rubber to measure those small rubbers,
Yeah.
that will buy for between 3,500 or 3,035, 3,300.
Okay.
By the time you sell it, you make a gain of 4,000 naira. You go back again. It's turnover. What we're talking about is turnover. You must not
And
wait.
then you use the gain for transportation.
No.
Because we
No.
talked
You
about
can.
that.
You don't even need to go to Elele market. All you need to do is call a vendor and say, vendor, I'm at Rumokoro market. How much is one basin now? They say it's 21,000. Okay, I'm sending you 21,000. Delivery is 1,000. I don't even understand. As they're delivering with other people's goods, they're also bringing your goods down. You can as well buy loile, what they call loile fufu. These are where you can start as a youth. You don't need to wait for 1 million naira, 2 million naira, 3 million naira before you think about opening a big shop.
Okay, so that's a baby step, like.
Yeah, baby step. Yeah, you're building up.
building
I know
up.
people who started with even 20,000. Today they are millionaires.
Okay.
All you need is patience. All you need is endurance. I don't even understand. Endurance and perseverance. So that as you're going, you keep pushing. You keep pushing. But now you know you're a big man.
Okay. Do you actually agree with the Economic and Financial Crime Commission that the youth are vulnerable to this crime? That because anybody can actually cause crime. We were talking about the police sector, about checkpoints and then extortion. There are lots of sectors in the country that, because this crime thing is a personal thing. It's not it's an individual thing. It's not, you can't say this particular organization all they do is crime. It's an individual thing. It's a decision. Just like you get to a particular organization and you want to do something and they're saying you have to pay for something you're supposed to get to be done for you. So do you think that it's a youth's responsibility to come into place with the Economic and Financial Crime Commission to tackle this crime that's been going on, or it's a general thing that has to be put in place into all sectors of the country?
The truth about it is that the system in Nigeria is not working efficiently.
Okay.
If the system works efficiently, all these things will go in smoothly. Just like you mentioned, maybe while in school, you go to meet a registrar or maybe assistant registrar to stamp your school fees receipt. Somebody will say, nah, bring 100 naira there. I don't even understand. These are the things we're talking about. They are all corruptions we're talking about here. But the duty of the youth is rise up above board, see to the end of all these things. If I'm a youth and I go to somewhere to collect my maybe identification letter or collect whatever that will aid me to something, and he says I should bring money, and I will say I don't have money. By the time 2 of us say we don't have money, 3 persons say we don't have money, it will become a norm, and people will now know that these people have started resisting this thing that is called corruption.
Okay.
So I think the youth should rise up to their feet to ensure that this small corruption stops.
Okay, so when you go to get something done and they ask for money and you say you do not have money, certain cases, oftentimes, you don't get granted of that particular thing you want. Don't you think that would coerce you to want to rub their palm by the particular thing they are asking for, just because you want to get that done for you?
I just laid an instance where I said, if 3 persons resist and the 4th person comes to resist,
Okay.
it will put a stop to those rubbish. But where you rub the palm of the person, it means you're also in support of such corruption going on that parastatal. So all you need to do as a youth is you resist. The next person will come and that is what EFCC chairman is talking about. He's talking about the youth rising up to resist all this corruption going on in the system. Like somebody tells you to come and carry ballot box, and you say no, that you're not going to carry, you're not going to stuff ballot box. It ends, the person will be disappointed. But when you go to carry those ballot box, which means you've also participated in such corruption.
Yes, I talked about this ballot box snatching. That most of these youths, it's not what they want. I'm not trying to justify their action. It's actually a wrong notion. It's actually a wrong thing to do. Most of them do not have, they don't have choice. Some of them literally sacrifice their lives, because most times they get shot by the officials that there, overseeing the electoral processes. You know, and it's more like putting your life at risk just for merely 50,000 and 100,000, what have you, any amount that's been offered to them. You know, and so sometimes I ask questions, and some say, we have no choice. We do not have food. We don't have any money. And then these people offer us just a snatch box for 200,000 naira, and we decide to do it. You know, don't you think sometimes situations call for them to actually do these things they don't want to do? I don't know. I just want to make me understand.
Okay, like I said before, that if the youth resist all these people, if they resist them,
Okay.
if they resist all these politicians, they will end up being a perfect people in life. But the problem is this. Let me tell you the problem. Because the youth are lazy. Because the youth don't want to do anything.
Okay,
because they want... Yes, I keep going back to the former president, what the former president said. Because the youth wants it now. They don't know how you got your own money. And they want to get their own now. They want to indulge into fast track. They want to indulge into making it quick. They have that quick syndrome. That is why they are being lured into all these practices. Ordinarily, as a youth, like I just cited an instance where somebody will go to a Lily market, get 2 basins of gari, and start doing business. And at the end of the day, you make gains and make turnover. You know, if they indulge in such ventures, it will make them grow over time.
Thank you very much.